This meeting is.
To policy 0167.2F.
Is there a second? Go ahead.
I second the motion.
All right, the motion has been made by Vice President Williams and supported by Trustee Rocket Martin. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, Secretary Triplett.
President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowens,
Yes.
Secretary Triplett, yes, Treasurer Creighton,
Abstain.
Trustee Rocket Martin,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, so we are, just to give the public an update, we're gonna go into a closed session that I anticipate will be brief. And I mean that this time, board, we shouldn't be there long at all. So this is, the closed session means that it's only privy to the board because we are receiving legal counsel from our attorneys. We're gonna go into the closed session and then we will return to open session. So you are more than welcome to stay. In the event that you need to leave prior to us returning, we are live on Zoom, so you can always tune in as you travel or once you get home. So it's completely up to you all. So we are ending open session and entering closed session as of 6:31 PM. You called the vote, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Closed session and return to public session.
All right, is there a second or support? Is there a second or support? The motion has been made by Vice President Bowens and supported by Secretary Triplett. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, Secretary Triplett. Well, we have a quorum, we can proceed.
President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowens,
Yes.
Treasurer Creighton,
Abstain.
We're waiting on you.
Access.
Trustee Rocket Martin,
Yes.
Your motion passed. All right, so we are returning to open session as of 7:19 PM. The next item of business on the agenda was the board motion to hire attorney Alan Hellingoff. I do have the motion language. I don't realize I sealed my envelope so good. All right, at this particular time, I'll ask if there is a motion to approve. The Board of Education hereby votes to approve the attorney Alan Telegoff as a third-party fact-finding investigation to handle a fact-finding investigation regarding a board matter. The board also agrees to approve Mr. Telegoff's $350 hourly rate and authorizes Board President Deshauna Robinson to sign the agreement on behalf of the board. Is there a motion to approve?
Madam President,
You have the floor.
I make a motion.
You support the motion,
Okay,
you don't have any?
okay, never mind.
so you're not.
I'm kidding. We still gotta put a motion about it.
All right, so if there is no motion to hire attorney Alan Telegoff, then I've requested a motion, but no one has placed it on the floor. So I would assume that the motion has.
Point of clarity.
Yes.
So if it fails, then what's the next step?
It can be removed from the agenda because there does not appear to be support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so is there a motion to amend the agenda to remove the board motion to hire attorney Alan Telegoff?
If I don't see why you would have to remove it if you don't have a motion.
It would fail.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, we can
You
proceed.
need to remove it.
Well, I was trying for certain reasons, Secretary Triplett, I wanted to be You can proceed. All right, so the motion failed. No one actually made the motion as suggested by the board president, so we will proceed. There is no initial support. There's no initial motion or support for the motion, therefore there's nothing to take a vote on. We will proceed. The next item of business is superintendent updates. Dr. Buss, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. For the partnership agreement update, we had a meeting scheduled for last Thursday that was changed. It will now be on June 20th, and I will send the board an invitation if they would like to attend that meeting.
All right, you can continue.
On strategic plan updates, if you'd like for me to go back through all the KPIs, they are essentially the same KPIs. And in essence, I'll be going over those KPIs kind of in congruency with the student retention recruitment plan.
That's perfectly fine. You can proceed to that plan. And just as a reminder, staff reports S1 and S2 were removed, so there's nothing to take vote on or action on under the superintendent. However, he will now present his update on the student retention and recruitment plan. And that is this document here.
In your presence, you have a written plan that was requested by the board for student retention and recruitment for the 24-25 school year. As you will see on the front of the document, I had my executive team along with central office staff as contributors to this document, as we all are working towards student retention and recruitment. This recruitment plan outlines strategic objectives, actionable initiatives aimed at enhancing student enrollment and retention within the district by leveraging targeted marketing, community engagement, and robust support services. The plan seeks to increase student enrollment by 3.3% or 40 students, 1,391 total students after the actualization of the 2024 fall count. Key outcomes include a more inclusive school climate, stronger community partnership, and enhanced academic supports systems. The mission of the Benton Harbor area schools is to educate, guide, and inspire students by developing their skills and knowledge to be globally competitive. The vision of the Benton Harbor area schools is committed to be the best in academics, athletics, and arts. We believe we're responsible for providing quality education. The education is a lifelong process for students, parents, and guardians. We value diversity, equity, and inclusion by understanding, respecting, and believing in the worth of every person. The Benton Harbor area school employees, teachers, parents, caregivers, and students strive to be the best. We ensure that student education and learning will reflect integrity and ethics. We strive to make a relevant education process that reflects the work and ethic necessary to prepare students to become productive in the 21st century global society. And we believe in providing a safe environment that ensures every person's physical, emotional, and mental well-being.
Okay, so Dr. Buss has provided a very extensive student recruitment and retention plan. I know that this is the first time that the board has had an opportunity to see it in its full glory, such as this. And so I know that we like to read and digest so that we can be able to give good feedback. So I don't know if anyone has any initial comments they'd like to make at this time, but I think that it probably would be in best interest for the sake of time that we have maybe more of an opportunity to review, and then we can give you follow-up on our next meeting, if that's okay with you. But I'll go to the board for comments prior.
Before that, and part of this also, what you all asked for is some tangibles.
Yep.
And I know I'll give you a chance to read over it, but we have a nice audience here. There was another piece at the end that I was going to give you as part of a tangible. One of the pieces to this.
Go ahead and highlight whatever you would like to highlight. I don't want you to feel rushed.
No, you're fine. It's a commercial that I've already made
Okay.
that we are reaching out to as a suggestion to Hulu, Netflix, and our local stations to be played. So if we can watch that commercial on the Promethean board at this time. The Benton Harbor area schools for academic, student well-being, and safety is our top priority. It's just a 15-second segment that will be in different slots on the news, Netflix, and Hulu. So again, trying my best to reach out to the community and reach different areas so that we can start our recruitment and retention process.
All right, Vice President Barnes.
I'm so excited to see this and look over it. That is just one step. I do hope that we use our Hispanic brothers and sisters, hola, como, just speaking Spanish, because, that will target them and give them that thing. One thing I do think about often when we talk about recruitment and what made people want to come back to Benton Harbor area schools, back in the 90s, and this was before my time, Sherman Allen went out into the community. And he went to the projects. He went to, every day, I believe it, reading the book, the kids had to get up and sing, I believe the children of the future. And our test scores increased. He was our, what's the principal name from Lean On Me? But the principal from Lean On Me, he was Mr. Clark. He was the inspiring person, and he brought test scores up. And I think once we go back into the community and let them see that we are talking about the change, but we're also being the change, and come and enroll your kids, we'll see increased student count.
All right, I think there was another hand. I'll jump in. I believe there was another hand, but I wish that the public had an opportunity to see the plan. And I know that it's a printed version, but you all have the original electronic copy. Okay. What I'm excited about is the project management template. That gives the guidelines of whether or not it's been initiated, who's actually assigned to the task, and what particular task there is. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this template continue to be more than paper, but kind of seeing what we've hit, what we've reached, and what the outcomes are. I also like the unique programs and benefits that you've notated, that you're gonna highlight a unique programs and benefits. So I like it so far. I have not had an opportunity to digest fully because I've been sneaking and reading it as we've been sitting here. But I do look forward to being able to dig into it a little bit deeper and give you our feedback and thoughts. But thank you for taking the time, to you and your administrative team for putting additional effort into the plan. Treasurer Creighton.
Thank you. Really, really excited that you guys got this done. It really warms my heart that this was a collective effort. So thank you, Dr. Buzz, for responding to this in an efficient manner. Just wonder and curious, since you guys spent so much time on this, is it possible that this can be one of the goals, since you guys have spent a lot of time on this and you seem to have a great plan? That's just a question or kind of suggestion. And then also, I heard in the commercial that you guys had 3 top priorities. I just wondered if there's a way that those can be rolled into this, the goals or the evaluation, so that we're actually evaluating you on the things that are your top priorities and we're not all over the place. So that's just a suggestion, but thank you guys for getting it done in a timely manner. And so I look forward to reading it and sharing it. And if anyone in the public would like to view this, you're welcome to buy mine as long as you give it back.
Any other, trustee Raquel Martin?
Yes, I'm glad to see this also. And what I would also
Can you
like.
pull your mic a little bit
I'm
closer?
glad to
Thank
see
you.
this plan also. And what I would also like to see included would be volunteers for some of these activities. Please, somewhere in here, if possible, can you add the board? Because I think we are a great part of and can play a part in the retention of our students in our district. This board can, the Board of Education, and where we can be utilized in some of these things. I see you have a library movie night. You have a night in the park. We can also be visible at those functions to help recruit students. And then we are also recruiters for our district when we come in contact with people. So someplace on here, please include us. Thank you.
You said it right the first time. Please include me. Secretary Triplett.
The shade.
What? You're not standing up. You're worried about yourself. Secretary Triplett.
First of all, I just want, I'm glad that this, I'm glad that this directive was addressed. Again, you know, will give us an opportunity to go through, and as I peruse through, and and for the team that pulled it together from central administration perspective, that's awesome. That's the way we should be working always. This should not be something new that we do. This is the way we should move as a school district. I know that this right here, it should be a living document, because when I look at the contributors and what have you, I do not see, and I've been trying to peruse through here, I see nothing. I don't see the word principal in here anywhere. And so as far as, and very seldom do I see the word principal. And the principals are the leaders of these buildings. The principals are the ones that make sure that things are done in those buildings. The principal run everything. I have not seen principal or anything in here, and I'm excited about it. We can do all the fluff. We can do we can do commercials. We can do the tap dancing. You know, we gonna dance and sing and pop popcorn and eat and what have you. And people are not coming to our school. And so I'm excited about it. I hope that this is just not something that's just presented, because this is very, 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 very serious. We have a chronic attendance problem. We have a chronic truancy problem. We have a problem with records and all those different type of things. So again, I am happy to see it. And I'm just looking forward to see how it continues to move forward, because it's kind of difficult to get the stuff in the 11th hour and then to be able to really speak on it honestly. But I'm excited about it, and I hope that we are able to at least gain the 200 students that we lost this year. Thank you.
Dr. Buss, would you like to, at least at this point, because we're talking about a document that the public can't see, did you want to highlight your goals and what your objectives are? Was there anything that you wanted to specifically share with the public so they at least know what we're referencing? Or any highlights?
I can make sure I put it on the website, Madam President,
Okay,
along with the goal statements. So that way, because the directive that I have received before is that we will work on it collectively as a board and as a board-superintendent relationship. So I'm taking all the notes in to make sure that we work together to develop this plan
okay.
along with the team. So if I'm receiving all the input, and I will make sure that I put it in there, and I look forward to another work session where we can work together to produce a more comprehensive document.
Madam President,
You have the floor. Well, technically, did you already speak on this topic, Treasurer Craig?
I'm not sure, but I'll give my whole 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead. We've been brief.
I don't understand the emphasis on work together. I don't remember that in my motion. So I'm just wondering, not that I have a problem, but again, I sat in a committee meeting today and I was told that it wasn't. Yeah, so I don't understand that. And as far as working together to create this plan, I think that this has been some amazing work that looks like it was done by a very professional group of people. And so again, just want to emphasize that the plan is not for the board. We can be a part of the plan as we are in all initiatives of this district. But I think the plan is definitely an operational thing. And so we've made the directive to get the plan and to create a plan, but to also implement the plan. And so I think if you guys have a plan that you've, made beautiful and it's in a nice spiral notebook, I think you can move forward. If you're requesting a motion for us to move forward to approve this plan so that you guys can move forward and start your recruitment and retention efforts, please let us know. But otherwise, I did make the original motion, and from my intent, I think the motion and the intent was for you guys to make a plan that you can live with today moving forward, to actually figure out what is needed, not to just write it out, but to actually make sure it's something that you can put action to. And so If you can just clarify if that's something that you would like for us to give you another directive to now implement the plan? Or is it understood by this board that voted unanimously to move forward? I just wanted to check the temperature of the president and the superintendent, and anyone else that wants to contribute to that discussion on what is needed to actually retain, recruit, and to educate our students here at Ben Harbor Area Schools.
All right, so the pleasure of the president, I do not believe that this plan is one that requires a board vote because it is in alignment with the strategic plan. I would suggest, I commend Dr. Buss and his team, every person that played a part in the development of this plan. And I think each of you that are, I'm assuming the assignees are aware that they're assigned and committed to doing their role. So I'm looking forward to seeing the outcomes. Oh, they volunteered. Okay, so well done and kudos to those that did volunteer to step in for the particular task. I think that this is amazing. It communicates to the public that we are serious about maintaining the students that we have and also gaining additional students. And I think all of these efforts that we're also making will help us to attract more employees and things of that nature. So there's a lot that comes out of this document. And so I think it would be awesome from a transparency standpoint that this actual document be placed on our website and potentially shared with the public via social media. So well done to Dr. Buss and the team.
Madam President,
Yes.
I think this portion of the plan, it gives the specifics of how it will work, who's going to do. This is something that is very, very, very important. Where it says the project management template, the status of it,
Yes.
the task
Mhm.
name,
Mm-hmm.
and then the assignee, those who will lead the actual
Right.
work.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think this is awesome.
All right. So again, job well done, Dr. Butts. I'd like to highlight the contributors are Dr. Burnick, Ms. Chantel Booth, Ms. Angela Brock Carter, Ms. Kimberly Glover, Ms. Shannon Hoover, Ms. Quandra King, Paul Corson, Brenda Matthews, Marvin McDermott, Cleotha Nichols, and Molly Vincent, and as well as, of course, Dr. Buss. So thank you to the team. We appreciate it.
Madam President, are you able to answer my question?
What was your question?
What's the assumption moving forward? Is this ready to go or?
Yeah, it's ready to go. This is their plan.
So Dr. Butts, you got the green light. You don't need any other.
You are
I mean,
all set. Thank
obviously
you.
it can be a living document, but you don't have to wait. Cause I noticed some of these things when you say status, they're actually started, but they say not started. But you guys have started some of these things, and so give yourself more credit
Mhm.
and do what it is that you know to do as an educator.
Thank
Some
you.
of y'all, want y'all face.
All right. So we're gonna proceed. The next item of business is teaching and learning, which will be presented by Dr. Butts. He is going to proceed staff report. He's going to present staff report T1 through T3. We've already had much discussion and conversation on these items, so I would ask that he just present the staff report and we move forward.
Madam
Thank you.
President,
Yes.
is there anything that's needed or that's stopping us from doing a consent agenda for T1, 2, and 3?
Not at all. Dr. Buss can read each of them and we can take one vote as long as each board member is aware that the vote is for all three. If no one has anything that they would like to separate.
Do he have to read each individual report, or can he say what the?
He can do the final- he can-
that we move forward with it? We
Okay,
already
so
did this last
1
week.
second. And to remind everyone not to speak unless you've been given the floor.
You gave it to me. You gave it to me.
I wasn't necessarily referencing you alone. Okay, so what I would ask, Dr. Buss, at minimum, let me get to your staff report. If you could read the title of the staff report,
Yes.
and I believe we have it noted as recommended action.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at minimum, if you could read those, just for clarification to the public, I don't want you to think that we are voting on things blindly, but we have now had 2 work session meetings regarding this information. And so for the sake of time, we're gonna just proceed with adopting the reports. So just for clarification, Dr. Buss is gonna read the staff report number or name and number, and he's gonna read recommended action. And then we're gonna take one vote for all three, so we're doing it as a consent agenda. And everyone is clear on that.
Thank you, Madam President. For staff report T1, it is textbook curriculum adoption. For staff report T2, it's the Stepping Stones contract for special education. And for staff report T3, it's the Threads of Hope Summer School SEL program. Recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area School Boards of Education votes to approve the three presented staff reports to the board by mutual agreement.
Okay, so I was asked, okay, so what I was wanting was you to read the recommended action for each
For
report.
each one, okay. So for T3, and I'll go backwards since I'm there. Recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to approve the contract with Threads of Hope to provide SEL support services to students at K-5 summer school in the amount of $50,000 or as determined by mutual agreement based on actual attendance at the program. For staff report T2, recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to approve as presented the Special Education Services Support Agreement with the Stepping Stones Group for the 24-25 school year that will expire June 30, 2025. And for staff report T1, it is recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to approve the adoption of textbooks recommended by the Textbook Adoption Committee. The proposed group of textbooks includes K-12 recommendations for mathematics and English and language arts.
All right, so at this particular time, I'll ask, is there a motion to approve staff reports T1, T2, and T3?
I'll move.
Is there a second or support?
Second.
The motion has been made by Secretary Triplett and supported by Vice President Bowens. I do have one clarifying question relating to staff report T3, Ms. Vincent. I did request that we get I think it was an addendum you noted that you could have to address the summer session. Was that, were we able to do that?
Yes, if you look at your packet, it's actually, if there's a couple of changes to the document. It is an addendum and an amendment to our original contract, and you can see in the language in the notes that depending on attendance is the amount we're going to pay. That was, I think, a point of clarity last time on if we had the opportunity to reconcile the amount of kids that are attending summer school and paying the price per kid for the service per week.
All right, if there's no other questions, Secretary Triplett, can you please call the vote?
President Robinson.
Yes.
Vice President Bowens.
Yes.
Secretary Triplett, yes. Treasurer Creighton.
Abstain.
Have you abstained all night? Cause I've been marking yes. I need to get that right. Trustee Rocket Martin. Motion carried.
All right, next on the agenda, we have our thank you, Dr. Buss, for presenting our teaching and learning department.
Oh,
Up next, let's wait till we get there. Up next, we have our human resources section of the agenda. I'd ask at this time that we have a committee update from Vice President Bowens. Do you have a committee update?
You know, we have been rigorous in our our human resource department. As you can see, you have several recommendations that shows that our human resource department is out and about and recruiting and making sure we obtain some of the best staff in Berrien County, and we have to give credit to Marvin for his leadership and Dr. Butts. So we are excited about that, and we are excited to close out our school year. And we, paid attention to our decrease in our resignations. And one thing that we are hoping to focus on is our employee morale and making sure our employees feel that we not only want you to speak about the Tiger Pride, but we want you to feel it. And that Benton Harbor Area Schools is the place to want to be and want to work at. So that's up for me.
Madam President, Just wondering, it's 7:46, our meeting is scheduled to end at 8. Is it possible, if Vice President Bowens, does not object, for us to have a consent agenda for H1 through H4?
I do not object.
Okay, I just want to make sure there's a particular, have you all have looked at H2?
Is it possible that you have a different document than us?
Mhm.
H2? Where is?
Oh, it's not in here. You didn't give it to him. Is it in there?
I thought we suspended one, didn't we?
Where's H2?
That was the one that we,
We went into the issue.
I don't see it in here. I have H1, 3, and 4.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that one is being tabled.
Madam
Okay.
President,
yes.
I would like to move that we amend the agenda to remove the absent staff report of H2.
Is there a second or support?
Support.
The motion has been made by Treasurer Creighton and supported by Trustee Bowens. Just to inform the board, we will transfer staff report H2 to our upcoming special HR meeting that we have.
Thank you. I
Um,
don't have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
I just want this for the record. When we come here, we should have everything that we need. Thank you.
There's a certain reason why we don't have it, but okay. All right, Secretary Triplett, can you call the vote? This is for amendment of the agenda to remove staff report H2.
Can you repeat that again?
We don't have the H2, so
Yeah.
that's the issue though.
Yeah, there's a H2 on here that we don't have before us. So we
Right.
just need to take it off.
I
I would just like for the legality of things, being that we've approved an agenda that includes H2, us to amend it to remove it. Even though we do not have it physically in front of us, we need to amend the agenda to remove the document because we've already taken a vote to take action on it. So Secretary Triplett, can you please call the vote to amend the agenda for removal of H2?
Yes. President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowen,
Yes,
Secretary Triplett, yes. Treasurer Creighton.
Yeah.
Was that abstain or yes?
Yeah, abstain, that sounds
That was a
better.
yes? Okay. What is it?
Yes.
Okay. Trustee Rocket Martin, motion carried.
All right, so we are at staff report H1. Mr. McDermott, can you provide our staff separations?
In the consent.
Are we gonna do them? You can do the same thing. We're gonna consent agenda. So what I would like for you to do is read you can notate the names in case there's anything that's changed since last week. And then your recommended action. Okay,
Staff report H1. For separation, we have Anna Madison, TNT, 3rd grade. From MLK Junior, Trevor Shackneys, IT technician. From central office, recommended action that Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to accept the separation of employment of the aforementioned staff.
all right, you can proceed with reading staff report H3.
Staff report H3, employment of staff. We have Emily Hamilton, teacher, special education at Benton Harbor High School. Emily Farmer, paraprofessional at MLK Junior. Kyle Whitman, social studies teacher at Fairfield Middle School. Dan Hope, special education teacher at Benton Harbor High School. Sarah Cadet, English teacher at Benton Harbor High School. And William Mason, STEAM teacher at Fairfield Middle School. Recommend action that Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to approve the employment of the aforementioned staff.
All right, you can proceed with H4.
Staff report H4, transfer of staff. We have Maggie Cardenas, currently in the position of teacher, special education, specifically in the ASD at the high school, transferring for the 24-25 school year, to instructional facilitator, special education here at central office. And Ms. Tamisha Napier, currently teacher in training, special education, specifically my C classroom at FPE, transferring for the upcoming school year. In the position of teacher in training, special education to the ASD room at the high school. Miss Alexis Willis, TNT Art at Fairplay Middle School, transferring to TNT Art at MLK Junior. Mr. Brandon Spencer, TNT Art here at Benton Harbor High School, transferring to TNT Art at Fairplay Middle School. Jasmine Newberg, TNT English at Benton Harbor High School, transferring to TNT Art here at Benton Harbor High School. Tamika Burrell, currently TNT Special Education, assigned to the MyC classroom here at the high school, transferring to teacher in training, special education and resource room at MLK Junior. Charles Bensley Jr., teacher in training, special education, resource room here at the high school, transferring to teacher in training, special education and resource room at DEC. Last, we have Ms. Cinder Packard, TNT Special Education, specifically in the early childhood special education classroom at DEC, transferring to the classroom of kindergarten at DEC. Recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area Schools Board of Education votes to approve the employment of the aforementioned staff.
All right, are there any objections to doing staff reports H1, H3, and H4 as a consent agenda?
Madam President,
Yes.
I move that we support, that we move, I'm confused. I make a motion that we approve staff report H1, H3, and H4 as a consent agenda.
Is there a second or support?
I second.
The motion has been made by Treasurer Creighton and supported by Trustee Rocket Martin. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns? Vice President Bowen.
On the teachers transfer, assignment of transfer of professional support staff, I want to make sure we're not making sure that we have a vacancy like in English for art teacher. Or,
So which is going back to, I believe, employment is H3, where we have presented today a certified teacher for the high school in English.
Good, thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
okay, I'll reach out to you.
So essentially, if we are in approving the certified teacher, there's no longer a need for a TNT, so a transfer is being made.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you have more follow-up?
No.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Secretary Triplett, can you please call the votes as a consent agenda for staff report H1, H3, and H4?
President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowen,
Yes,
Secretary Triplett, yes. Treasurer Creighton,
Yes,
Trustee Rocket Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. I would like to say welcome to Benton Harbor Area Schools, all new hires. Congratulations, all staff that have been transferred. And we look forward to seeing the greatness that occurs in the upcoming school year. Next on the agenda, thank you, Mr. McDermott, for your efforts. Your efforts should be commended as well, so we appreciate you. And I don't want to disregard them. We're just trying to keep it moving. So thank you. All right, next up on the agenda, we have student support services and facilities, Chief Corson. Secretary Triplett, was there a facilities update
It was
for today?
No.
We gave it previously.
Yeah.
All right. Chief Corson, you have the floor. Would you to present staff reports SSS1 and staff report SSS2? If you have no objection and there's no objection from the board, we can do those as well as a consent. But you have the floor.
I would like to present them individually as I think it will be just as efficient and quick.
You have that pleasure, sir.
Staff report SSS 1, Michigan High School Athletic Association resolution. Reason for board consideration, MHSAA requires board approval for athletic participation in MHSAA sponsored interscholastic competitions. Facts and analysis, MHSAA provided student athlete handbook that outlines acceptable behavior and expectations for student athletes. Each school that participates in MHSAA sponsored programs is required to adopt this resolution. The resolution states that Benton Harbor area schools will abide by all rules, regulations, and guidelines outlined in the handbook for the 2024-2025 school year. This resolution is to be approved for the school year ending in July 31st, 2025. Recommended action that the Benton Harbor Area School Board of Education votes to approve the resolution of the MHSAA as presented for the school year 2024-2025.
Is there a motion to approve staff report SSS one?
I so move.
Is there a second or support?
A second.
The motion has been made by Secretary Triplett and supported by Trustee Rocket Marnie. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, Secretary Triplett, can you please call the vote?
President Robinson.
Yes.
Vice President Bowens.
Yes.
Secretary Triplett, yes. Treasurer Creighton.
Yeah.
Trustee Rocket Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, congratulations for that passing, Chief Corson. Next, you can present staff report SSS two.
Staff report number SSS2, Food Service Management Company Contract. Reason for board consideration, the district's annual contract with Sodexo Magic LLC expires on June 30th, 2024. This year, as per the requirements, the contract was put out for bid and Taher was selected as the new food service provider for the upcoming year. Facts and analysis to comply with Michigan Department of Education MDE requirements. The district issued a request for proposal for food service management. Multiple vendors submitted bids and each was evaluated based on criteria including cost, service quality, experience, and compliance with MDE guidelines. After thorough evaluation, Taylor emerged as the most suitable candidate, offering competitive pricing, robust service plans that align with the district's needs and goals. Taylor has demonstrated a strong track record in managing food services with a focus on nutrition, quality, efficiency, and student satisfaction. Their proposal includes innovative meal programs, enhanced menu options, and comprehensive service support services, ensuring that all students receive nutritious and appealing meals. Policy reference 6320 purchasing, strategic plan references for facilities and operations. Benton Harbor Area Schools will develop, implement, and evaluate a fiscally responsible plan that will ensure physical and psychological safety. Recommended action that the Board of Education votes to approve a one-year award of the food service contract to Taher Incorporated from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025 as specified.
Is there a motion to approve staff report SSS two?
I so move.
The motion has been made by Secretary Triplett and supported by Treasurer Creighton. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
I would like to take this opportunity to say that I am so excited to have them as a part of our team, our kids having an opportunity to get some good food. No shade on anyone else, and I just didn't know that they were even a part of your consideration. But I have an opportunity, I've had an opportunity to see them in action. I appreciate what the committee said, that when they went to the various places, that when they went there, what you see is what you get. They have the best fruits and vegetables and pizza, sandwiches and what have you. I'm just going to pray for the principals and the assistant principals who are on duty when it comes to the times when they have tomatoes. The tomatoes are very dangerous. I struggle with the tomatoes and there's another, and the carrots are very, very dangerous on days. But other than that, everything is awesome. The food is, and it's fresh. You know, it's really, really fresh. And there are systems in place. You know, as I was sharing last week, they take the food, the kids, if they come through and they get their food, but they have special places for kids who might be homeless, who want something extra, where there's no shame. You don't want your milk, you want your vegetables, you can set them on the table and people come up. And not necessarily homeless. We have big students that go and just get extra fruits and vegetables and extra food. So I'm so excited and looking forward to them being here with us.
All right, if there's no other comments
I
from,
do, I'm sorry.
all right, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. Just wanted to thank everyone for participating in this RFP process.
Yeah.
I just want to note that this is not a direct project that the finance department completed, that it was completed by Paul Corson, Chief Corson and his team. I don't want it to be ignored that these RFP processes are very strenuous. And they take a lot of time and resources, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
I also wanted to highlight, obviously you all know from a finance team, we run a tight ship. And so I want to highlight that there is a chart and a comparison for the board to consider. All the work that was done by Dr. Butts and Paul and the entire cabinet to collectively make sure that the RFP guidelines were followed. I am sad to know that, I guess I'm not really sad to see one vendor leave over the other, but I just wanted to highlight that, we do appreciate all that Sodexo has done for us and that the board chooses to move forward with another company. No, it's not a reflection of any particular staff or person, that it's not personal, it's business. And at this time, this committee has recommended that we move to support a new vendor, to test them out for a year and to see I reclaim my time. But to see how this company can actually move forward with nutritious foods for our children and staff. Also wanted to point out one concern that was given to me, and I hope this is not the case, that we'll be taking jobs away from our community. It's my hope that our community members will still have the opportunity to actually apply for these jobs. So I just wanted that to be on the record, that we are not eliminating positions, but going with a new service provider. And it's our hope that our employees from the previous service provider will actually apply to these positions and be considered. The other thing that I want to know is that our district owns the equipment, from my knowledge, and so everything will still be intact. And so it is our hope that this will be a smooth transition. So thank you again to Dr. Butts, Paul, Molly, and everyone that participated in this RFP process and provided notes, just in case there are any questions further that the public or anyone on this board might need follow-up from.
Thank you, Vice President Bowens.
When I heard about this, I first want to give a thanks to Paul. Paul, you have been rigorous from the track field to the boilers to the food service contract. You are valued, you are appreciated, and thank you for making sure staying on task, sending us emails. And do you want to go to the school and see how their food service is and everything? When I initially had concerns about the food contract, because one of the citizens reached out to me, I went to Secretary Triplett. And if you know Secretary Triplett, his word is his bond. He may tell it how it is, and sometimes me and him will go back and forth. But he said, this is a great company and they do tremendous work. So I'm trusting his word. I'm trusting that we're going to expect great results, and congratulations to the Tower Incorporated.
I'm sorry.
I did want to say this too, just to our community. When we take bids and what have you, just because a bid is the lowest does not necessarily mean that that is the one that we have to accept. And I think that it was it took some initiative for them to go out and see. And I don't think that we should do the lowest when it comes to the feeding and nutrition of our children. We should always look for the best for our kids. And so I'm glad to know that you even did that as well. You went to all of the spaces. People can come and present, but you all actually went to see the places and spaces, and you came up with this company. So thank you so very much. Ready to move?
Call for the vote.
Secretary Triplett, can you please call for the vote for staff report SSS2?
President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowen.
Yes.
Secretary Triplett, yes. Treasurer Creighton,
Yes.
Trustee Rocket Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried. Well,
Thank you. All right, awesome.
we have some representatives here too.
Oh, we have reps present?
Yeah.
Okay, you all are welcome to come forward if you'd like to make a statement. Be wonderful to meet you.
Is this on the agenda? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We'll make it very brief.
I'm kidding.
Good evening, how are you?
Hello, we're doing great.
So my name is Chris Vincent, Vice President of Business Development with Taher Incorporated. We are a family-owned organization. We started 43 years ago with the love of food and family, providing child nutrition to students. We are excited to be a part of your team, a part of your family, and the great things that you are working on here within the district and your community. I would like to introduce some of our team. And first of all, I just want to thank you all for the opportunity in selecting us as well. So we appreciate it. I want to introduce you to the team that's going to be executing this wonderful program here on site.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rodell Endeluz. I am the district manager for the state of Michigan. We are so excited and elated to be a part of Ben Harbor Schools. We cannot wait to get to work and actually start the process. And in addressing your concern, Trustee Creighton, that we would, Treasurer Creighton, that we will be giving all the opportunities. We have already set up plans to make sure that people within the community and the current employees will have the opportunity to come on board with us. We're excited to be able to show them something new, something fresh, something different. So we are really, really excited. I'm going to introduce you to the director we've picked for your district. Her name is Quinn Tabbert. She is actually a resident in the area. So this is Quinn Tabbert.
Perfect.
I am, like they said, I am super excited to meet you guys and just to be part of this as we transition to, like you said, to make you guys some great food. I've been a director in Kalamazoo, in Decatur, Marcellus. I never thought I'd get back into schools, but I am back here because I really want to be part of what you guys do here. And so I think coupled with Taher, we're going to do some great stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. And as you said, we do need all of the community that we can get. So we want that message to be out. We'll start working with transitioning the staff once the contract starts. So thank you again for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. You have the floor to ask the question.
Is this your family business? Did you said your family, you were family?
We are a family-owned organization. So Rooftop Toppers are able to help breakers.
Okay,
So this is a family-owned project.
okay.
And we're getting to work as early as tomorrow morning. We have transition meetings starting at the end of the day.
Well, awesome.
We're excited.
So thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for your patience and waiting through the entire meeting to get to your section. It is appreciated. All right, so we are near the end. We have business and finance left. Treasurer Creighton, we did defer the finance committee update to this week. Molly did provide a brief update to us of some things that she wanted to highlight, but I did want to give you an opportunity to give an update if you have one today.
Perfect. Thank you so much for saving the best committee for last. So we appreciate you so much. We do pride ourselves in being the best. So we did have a 2-hour finance meeting today. We've also had another finance meeting. So we normally try to meet 2 to 3 hours just because finances are so important here at Ben Harbor Area Schools and it's part of our strategic plan and also our partnership agreement. So just wanted to put that out there. We are working and preparing for our budget hearing, which is on June the 25th. Here at 5:30 in the library. So just want the public to know that you're welcome to attend our budget hearing, and we urge you and encourage you to attend. Also, we have an active survey out about the budget and the budget hearing. So please join us on completing that survey and or at that budget hearing. Also, from a committee standpoint, we are talking a lot and really trying to make sure that we have a plan together as we restructure. The plan is not just to play musical chairs, but that the plan is to actually eliminate, not eliminate, to restructure in a way that we can sustain our budget and our positive fund balance. So I'm not going to steal the show. I'm going to allow our CFO, Ms. Molly Vincent, to actually go over our monthly financial reports. And we do have 2 staff reports that we are recommending through Dr. Buzz for approval. And then I'll welcome any questions or concerns that you may have for the Finance Committee.
Thank you very much.
No
Ms.
problem.
Chief Vincent, you have the floor.
Thank you, guys. I just wanted to start out with say it's been a very busy month for the finance team. We actually upgraded from Skyward to Cumulative, which is a new accounting software. It's been something we've been trying to do for about 2 years. So we're very excited to be able to be doing that. It's like put out there and kick us off the old one. So now our information's more secure and safe. So now we're upgrading and learning how to efficiently use that software with our staff. One of the things that was kind of a result of that is that the reports, you can see our payment reports in here. So next month you will get 2 months of reports with financials on them. What I wanted to include here was at least having the information so we can approve staff report F1, which is the payments that went out for the month of April. The other item that we are presenting tonight is the millage reports. Just a reminder, it's all schools are required to do the 18 mills. It's on secondary homes and commercial properties. If we don't approve the 18 mills, or state funding and allowance could go down. So it's a recommendation that we approve it as it was in the previous year, the sinking funds as well. Where I'm also wanted to highlight and emphasize the community survey that's out there for the budget. So everyone on Zoom and everyone can hear me, go to our Facebook page. Please look at the link and do the community input survey. I think the last item I had on my update was just a quick reminder from a previous meeting was about the update on truancy and on communications. We did go through the process of posting the truancy position. So you can see that positions out there and available to apply for with the emphasis on student retention. We wanted to make sure we were able to find the best candidate for this upcoming school year. Also, we are
Thank you.
also with our communications plan, we are about 73% through the budget, which is actually where we actually projected to be if we're spending on a straight line basis. So this year we have some additional funds allocated for the upcoming budget to focus around communication and some of the items that you've seen in student retention and recruitment plan, because it all kind of stems from communication.
Thank you.
Madam President,
You have the floor.
Molly, thank you so much for a great report. And all of the hard work that the finance committee is doing, so we do appreciate you. At this time, I make a motion that we approve staff report F1 and F2.
I second the motion.
Well, the motion has been, if there's no objection. Right. If there's no objection to doing staff report F1 and staff report F2. F1 is regarding monthly financial reports. F2 is regarding millage rates for 2024. The motion has been made by Treasurer Creighton and supported by Trustee Rocket Martin that we approve both. So your vote is going to be, again, consent agenda for both F1 and F2. Any additional questions, comments, or concerns?
Compliments,
Huh?
or compliments.
Right.
You all have complimented yourself enough tonight.
Secretary Triple, please call the vote.
I support the compliments of the finance committee. You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Excuse me, I didn't mean for that to come through the mic. President Robinson,
Yes.
Vice President Bowens,
Yes.
Secretary Triplett, yes, Treasurer Creighton.
Yes.
Oh, we're not abstaining? Okay, and I want to make sure, and Trustee Rocket Martin,
Yes.
motion carried. Madam.
All right, so we've gotten through everything that required a board vote in action. We are at old business. Just as a reminder, we have Unitrix training. They're waiting on our board retreat date. We are gonna have a board retreat, in July. The focus will be effective board meetings. It will be some unity building, team of 8, as well as communicating during moments of difficulty. So we're getting a 4-hour training together that will be a merge of those particular areas. And so once I get confirmation from our trainer of availability, I will come back to the board, but I'm keeping it there to hold ourselves accountable. I do not anticipate we'll want to do Munitrix, is that how you say it? Munitrix, okay. I do not anticipate we'll want to do them in the same day. However, I guess we can see how long the training actually is and we can go from there. Also as a reminder, we have a new superintendent evaluation tool. Barry and Risa is hosting a training for our area. It is July 17th from 5 to 8 o'clock. The trainer is Michael Rochos. Now, my understanding is that we are still charged for this through MASB, but it is fully refundable. So being that there's already a date to schedule, I am suggesting that we attend that one so everyone can be trained and hear the same information at the same time. However, if you have schedule issues, I understand. New business was the return to learn plan, which is an ESSA requirement. And Dr. Buss, I think you said it's just standard that we have that. The board has to review that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so is that something that you need to actually tangibly go through? Because I want to make sure we meet the legal requirement.
No, man, it was the requirement that you have, and then this is the second time that we've actually seen it. We saw it at the work session.
All right.
Say work session and this board meeting.
Okay, would you like to explain to the public what it is so it can be documented again that we reviewed it? Just briefly.
Yes, ma'am. So this is Ben Harbor area. Return to learn. Miss Vincent, would you like to go ahead and I'll turn it over to our CFO to go through this one.
Perfect.
One of the requirements of our ESSER funding is that every 6 months we review our return to learn plan. This is something that under previous administration, the county had got together and agreed that the schools will follow the recommendation of the health department. So what you'll see on this document is different color bands, and they represent the severity of COVID-19 in the area and our action plans if there were to be an outbreak again. At this time, we're not anticipating having to go into a higher alert. It is just a requirement that we have the opportunity for public comment on it every 6 months. We are anticipating with some of our projects that we'll have to do this again in September, but it should just, if there's any further questions on it when you're looking at it, you can let Dr. Wetz know.
Thank you. Next we have open public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to make a public comment? You have the floor. Would you like for me to read the public comment statement? Or are you okay? Okay, you have the floor.
Thank you, to the Board of Trustees, and I want to thank you, number one, for the excellent, graduation for the Benton Harbor area schools. You are to be, can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
You are to be commended for, your excellence. Your principal was, astounding, and all of you did a remarkable job. Spoke to Mr. Hudson this morning, and he was so touched by your everything you did. So I do bring greetings from him. Not that I'm his publicist, but he did say that he was very touched by everyone and your respect for him. I do want to say that it is remarkable that you have people who don't want to support the graduates. If somebody's graduating Benton Harbor High School, and people are in position to support education, education is one of the most astounding things that you can have. When you have people who are graduating high school, I'll say this, can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
That all of the board needs to be in place for that. For false allegations to be present and things to happen, I would ask of any individual to file a police report if they feel some type of way about anything that will happen or anything that could happen at a graduation. And if something was to happen at a graduation that would be as such, then I think that people need to file police reports. Let's stop playing with individuals who are suggesting things and playing games and all these kind of things, because people's lives are in danger. People are putting false allegations everywhere. And they think it's funny, but it's not really funny when people's lives are involved and people's families are involved and other situations are happening. You have some of the most ignorant people who have ever lived, who are in these situations, who are putting people in other situations that has nothing to do with education, has nothing to do with politics, but has everything to do with personal agendas. And so I would say to you guys, I commend you, President Robinson, I commend you, Superintendent Buss, I commend you, Board of Directors, I commend you, Benton Harbor principal, and the principal was there, and everybody who made that such an astounding event. When I seen you guys marching across the track, it was something so astounding that I remembered in 1994. I know you're gonna tell me sit down and shut up, because I know you like doing that.
No, I was
But,
gonna, granting grace today.
all right, well, thank you. But it was remarkable. It is what Benton Harbor school should be about. But when you have people who have personal agendas, and it's sad and it's sick that, and I'm sitting down behind this. There was a young lady who did not have a phone, but Mr. Hudson was there. And she said, could you please take my picture with Mr. Hudson? I said, well, I don't want to take your picture with my phone. She said, but I don't have a phone. But I don't want this moment. That's what she said. I want this moment to pass me by. My mom's not here, but I want my mom to see this because my mom's at work. And so I took the picture and put it on Facebook. And that's something that is so monumental. But when you have people who are mentally challenged, who are callous, and I'm saying that because they are. I mean, there's no other words that you could ever put to some of the ridiculous stuff that I'm seeing that has nothing to do with education. You have people that are attacking principals, teachers, and you're trying to retain. And Dr. Butts, I'm sitting down with this, Ms. Robinson, I know you rub your eye, I see you.
Okay.
But Dr. Butts, I want to commend you for sticking around. I thank you. I thank you, Secretary Triplett, Ms. Robinson, Ms. Rockett, Triplett. What's your, Treasurer, she know I know. Treasurer Creighton for doing what y'all do. And I know from the city aspect, it's a thankless job and people are always on the attack. But I'm telling you, if somebody's trying to kill somebody, y'all call the police. No, I'm being honest. Let's stop playing with stupidity. This is about children who are from kindergarten to 12th grade. If somebody is trying to murder, knock somebody off, please, I'm begging you
Mr. C.
to call the police and have a thorough investigation and stop it. And so what happens is, and I'm sitting down.
You're gonna sit down now.
I know you don't want me to sit down right now. Somebody filed a report and it's found to be untrue. They're charged by the same thing that they alleged.
You gonna sit down now?
So I'm sitting down now. Y'all have a great night. I sat there all night and listened to y'all. And Creighton done talked all night. You know, the same 50. I'll sit down.
Point of order, thank you. Anyone else for open public comment? Do you need me? I know you're familiar. You don't need me to read the statement again for you. You came in. You're fine. Okay, go ahead.
No,
Okay, you go ahead.
but on last week, greetings to you all.
Greetings.
I'm Commissioner Emma Kennard, Commissioner at Large. And I asked a question on last week and I didn't get an answer. But then I do have others that approach me with the question, will our children sustain another winter month without having heating in their classrooms when there comes to gloves and coats on, and then they, as they breathe, they can see the smog coming from their mouth. So I'd like to know from you all, You should know. Give me an answer, please, because our children's comfort, education, and everything means the most to should be you all and to us as community leaders, that our children have come out of a cold environment into a warm classrooms. And I think their performance in educating them will be much better if they have what they need. Could we get that answer where it's not sent to me by letter, that everyone get the answers, that I don't have to go from person to person and announce that?
So as a part of our public comment, we do not respond directly. However, Dr. Bus is gonna address certain things that have been said in his superintendent comments and announcements.
I'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else for open public comment? All right, hearing none, we'll proceed. Dr. Bus, superintendent announcements and comments.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Two of the things that was brought up tonight were one central topic were boilers. At this particular moment, the Fairplain East Elementary School boiler project is almost completed ahead of schedule. So the kids will be warm here at the high school. As a matter of fact, on Thursday, got to relocate central office because the water will be off here as they are in process of installing the boilers here. So here at the high school, again, there will be 5 boilers, individual boilers being installed. Now, all of them will not be online by the time school is open, but there will be enough online that this entire school will be warm throughout the winter months. So we will not have to have students blowing smoke from their mouths this year. We also have a comprehensive plan along with our student recruitment and retention plan for ensuring that there's safety, security, academic progress, and a conducive environment for student learning throughout the district for next school year. So all of that is being addressed and looked into. So we can assure, and I thank the board for working with me through this entire process. Again, going back to the finance committee and the facilities committee, because we both had to work diligently through this process. It was not an easy process at all. We sat through hours of meeting, had to go through a whole procurement class. It has been an arduous task, but it's been a very rewarding task to see that big hole 10 by 20 in the back of this building where they are actually installing the boilers here at the high school every day as we speak. Also, no, he did.
You may continue, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that afterwards. You work for me, I work for them. I also like to commend the team as well for the recruitment and retention plan. This was a plan that we worked really hard on, and I hope and that you'll start to see the fruits of our labor, not just with the team, but with the collaboration of the school board as well. And also, I thank the teachers for showing up tonight in their support for the things that we've done, the interviews they've sat through. The graduation also went well. I think it was a wonderful experience. And other than that, I'll wrap up my comments by saying thank you for your continued support and looking forward to a great planning, productive summer and a great start to our 24-25 school year.
Thank you. Up next, we have board member announcements and comments. We'll start with trustee Rocket Martin.
Here, just looking at through my binder here, I noticed that there's an attendance team meeting agenda and notes. So I wanted to go on record that they have been working on attendance since it says March 12/24 up until now. So and I like to commend those folks who were working on attendance for the district for improvement in attendance. I also like to say congratulations to our graduates once again. And for those that don't know, we had Ernie Hudson to be our keynote speaker. So it was really exciting and very nice. I also like to commend my board members for a smooth meeting tonight. I appreciate it. I bask in this atmosphere, and I really do appreciate it because we got things done. And I'm trying to think. To everybody, have a wonderful, productive summer. And I look forward to working with food service. I did go to Jackson and sample their wonderful food. And the thing that I wanted to say last week that my board president wouldn't let me say was that the thing that impressed me also was the fact that they had the seasonings. They have seasoning racks right out in front, so the children could actually see what's going in their food and the different kinds of seasoning, not just salt and pepper, but they had stuff like slap your mama and all that kind of seasoning that really goes into oh, we're not okay, sorry. That really goes into making food taste like food that they want to enjoy and eat. So I appreciate that. And with that, I yield my rest of my time.
Let the record show that President Robinson did not allow her to speak because she had already made a comment.
Okay.
And per protocol, as of 9/13/2022, all comments will be limited to 2 minutes per trustee per topic. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm strong arming the board, but she had already made her comment. Up next, we have Treasurer Creighton.
I would like equity and get as much time as Dr. Dwayne Seats received. So let the record show, Dr. Seats, I need more time, so I need you to petition the board. I'm just kidding. So good evening, everyone, again. Really, really grateful for this opportunity. You know, sometimes I have anxiety before I come here because I just never know. And I know we talk about a lot of hot topics. But in all honesty, I really enjoyed myself tonight. I was able to talk and have serious conversations, but also laugh and enjoy the work that we're doing. The work should not be heavy. It shouldn't be stressful. It's hard work, but I am an overachiever, and so I'm up for the challenge. So I'm okay with that. But I just want to take this time to really thank our central office staff, including our superintendent, our chief of student support services, and our chief of finance, our chief of academics, and then our recruiter, our managers, and everyone that is really working really hard to diligently improve our district and move our district forward. I know that we have amended the agenda a few times and removed certain things, but we want to make sure that we are inspecting what we expect and also leading with the principles of this district and the mission and vision and goals set forward. So I don't take this work lightly. I did receive over 3,000 votes in the election. And so I do have constituents that's in and outside of this building and all throughout this community and state. And so I just want to make that clear that, you know, we are doing hard work, but all hard work should be hard work. And so I am a person that leads with my heart. So I want you all to know that I appreciate your patience, your understanding, your grace and mercy, and really all of the efforts. I know that there's a rumor that you can't get anything past Treasurer Creighton, but you can as long as it's done decently and in order. So I just want to thank everyone. I enjoyed myself tonight. I did have a major loss in my family today, but I was able to come here in a safe space and really be a part of this work. And so I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. And if you believe in prayer, pray for me and my family.
Thank you, Treasurer Creighton. Up next, we have Secretary Triplett.
Thank you, Madam President.
Make sure you speak in the mic. Thank you so much.
This is serious work. I have witnessed the dismantling of the school district and of my alma mater. I don't take things lightly. It's not a joke to me, none of it. We have time after time after time after again, giving people an opportunity to come here and to serve and to work with us and for us on behalf of our children. We owe you nothing. You know, you owe us nothing but to do your best and to respect our community. And so if people have a problem with that, that's your problem. I will never waver in my commitment to Benton Harbor Area Schools, to the esteemed alumni of Benton Harbor Area Schools. I will never, ever. So for me, it's sad. It's like Treasurer Creighton says, sometimes I get anxiety coming here because it just appears to be so demonic, and people just have so many mean hidden things that they want to do. And in the midst of all these conversations, because the majority of our conversation is about adult issues, it never gets down to our kids. It never gets down to our kids, and our kids suffer, but our kids are tigers and they are young predators, and they are never to prey. I want to take this opportunity to thank Chief Paul Corson for what you did, the work that you led, and we worked side by side from a facilities perspective as it related to our boilers. And our boilers are in buildings. They have been dropped in buildings. People don't want to hear that, but our boilers are in the building. We learned a lot together. And I just want, a lot of times people dismiss what really has happened. And that was a very contentious time for us, because to be accused of not caring about our children, because most of you all don't live here, your kids don't go to our schools, but my nieces and my nephews, my great nieces and my nephews, my cousins' children and grandchildren, they go to school here. Okay, so everybody got all this chat. And you have to sit up on this board and be professional. And you have to take it. You have to take the disrespect from people that think that it's cool and it's correct and it's okay. And it is not. This board works extremely hard. What you see sitting up here right now is for alumni for sure. That's sitting up here that are true tigers. So again, I want to say to the board and to each and every one of you all, I am so proud of you. I appreciate it. I want you all to be encouraged. This is not easy work, but it's good work. And to whom much is given, much is required. And that right there is a lifelong piece. It's a requirement. Okay, so I'm not going to get ready to thank no individuals or do all of this fluff, whoop, womp, womp. We got a lot of stuff that needs to be done. We got some unfinished business. And I'm looking forward to continuing the good work. And thank you all. Welcome. I haven't seen any seasoning that slapped your mama seasoning at my school. I don't know, you better bring whatever they saw, you better bring it. Whatever you have in the cafeteria in Jackson on that day, you better have it in our kitchen. That's all I got to say. And again, thank you in closing to the central administration staff. Thank you all so much as well for standing in the gap and in the midst of a lot of adversity and a lot of things. But thank you all, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, Vice President Bowen.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight. As I was watching the graduation and standing up, it was amazing to look at the crowd, but it was also amazing to see our children and the number that we had. The children matter of Benton Harbor, and especially the students of Benton Harbor area schools. So often they've been counted out, looked down, talked about, scarring, with the rest of Vicky Wining's song. But still, on every occasion, they still rise. My mom always told us, it's not what you are called, it's what you're answered to. So it was just amazing to see that. It's also amazing when I drive down on Union coming from work and I see that playground that our elementary kids did not have, that this board did. Or you see the construction for the boilers being replaced, or you see the recruitment and staff. people may have their little focus groups and their little groups and paint this dim story about Benton Harbor area schools and we're selling our district out and everything. But the fact is, we're not selling nobody out. We're rising to the occasion. We're repairing stuff that has not been done for years. This is probably the first elected board in years. And some of us are taking the blame of work we never touched. You know, I don't talk about it often, but I was born with a disability. I can't help it how I was born. You know, when you look at people and they smile in your face, but they have insecurities when they have to go up to a stage and hold a mic, or they can't eat out at dinner because they're scared of what people are going to say, or you have insecurities of certain things. It's for anybody that takes or talks about anybody with disabilities, shame on you. I was born this way. I can't help that it's my gift that God allowed me to have. You speak of me and about my disability, it speaks more of you and tells me what type of person you are. Thank you and God bless you, and let's keep going.
All right. So I am going to keep it brief. I think this was an amazing and excellent meeting, especially given that we had a closed session and are still getting out at 8:41. That's almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, but given that there was a closed session, that's absolutely amazing. So awesome job to the Board of Education as well as the administrative team in preparation of the agenda. I do truly appreciate everyone that is a part of our team. I did do an interview the day of graduation, which was a bit much, but I was excited to be able to talk about all of the amazing things that and efforts that we are giving to ensure that we are a #1 school of choice in Berrien County. And that is something that I am fully committed to. I share the sentiments of my board members. Sometimes we are anxious when we come to the board table. And given other responsibilities that I have in my employment, I have questioned why I have been assigned what I have been assigned. But I have accepted the fact that God deems me worthy, just like he deems everyone at this table and everyone that he brings to the district. And so I do truly believe that there is a greater purpose and calling on each of our lives. I encourage the Board of Education and the staff and administrative team to remain focused, to remain student-centered. And I think as long as we are all committed to giving our best to ensuring that Benton Harbor Area Schools becomes a #1 school of choice because of the outcomes that we deliver, I think that we will be headed in the right direction. So I'm thankful for each of you, and I am going to end it with that. So if there's no objections, I'll ask if there is a motion to adjourn. So moved. Is there a second or support?
Support.
The motion has been made by Treasurer Creighton, supported by Vice President Bowens. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
I have a question.
You have the floor.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Hearing none, Secretary Triplett, can you please call the vote?
You're doing that on purpose. You have my shoulder.
I just feel good. I don't know.
Yes, it's a good thing to feel good. I do have a question. It's not really a question. I just wanted to make a statement too. And I don't know if the representatives from the food service is still here, but those are our mothers and our aunties and our church mothers and what have you that work in those kitchens. So I just thought I'd put that out there, those are our people, those are our aunties and
Yeah.
cousins and cousins and stuff. Just talking. In general, you have a lot of history and seasoned people there that can really tell you how to use some of the machines and things, So I just want that there.
Okay, thank you.
Y'all always.
Also the vote.
Yeah, but you all can check me, but I'm telling you. Y'all better, okay. President Robinson,
Yes.
Trustee Bowen,
Yes,
I'm sorry, Vice President Bowen,
yes,
Treasurer Creighton.
Yes.
Trustee Rocket Martin.
Yes.
I just don't think we used to getting out early.
Come on.
Secretary Triplett, yes. Madam President, motion carried.
All right, the meeting is adjourned officially at 8:45 PM. Have a great night.